Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. In Sanskrit, a word for ghost, ghoul, goblin, etc., is nisachara. Nisachara. And this word is made up, or the etymology of this word, sometimes pronounced nisachara, sometimes nishachara, is nishayam charati. Charati means wanders. Nishayam means at night. Those who wander at night are ghosts and ghouls and goblins. Note, I didn't say if they were dead or alive. I didn't say if they had blood coming out of their mouth. I'm using a very rigorous standard that if they sleep at 9 p.m. or later, that they are nishacharas. Continuing with sharing thoughts on our genetic clock. The podcast I was listening to was sharing that Americans, 20% of Americans engage in shift work, which means when they're sleeping, what are they doing? Working or being awake. That 40% of Americans, these are adults, 40% of American adults leave a screen on in their room while they sleep. A TV, an iPad, etc. And this shift work, this screen being on when there's supposed to be darkness, messes with one's brain clock, so much so that people gain weight. This messes with their body mass index. And so the summary from this podcast, from this article is, when you rest, just rest. When you wake, just wake. This is a practice in unitasking, not just with cooking, not just with driving, but for this to be comprehensive in terms of our resting and waking. Today is our 811th morning of Meaningful Mornings. 571 mornings on Bhagavad Gita, and half of this semester. This semester will be completed on December 16th. What I'm trying to challenge you in is, when will you grow out of being a night person and grow into being a morning person? How much more support do you need when these volumes of numbers that I keep describing are accessible to all of us? For those who usually join us through Facebook or Instagram, You're joining us through Zoom this morning, and everyone who regularly joins us through Zoom, welcome to our Halloween party. Can I see how you look right now? Come closer. There's a lot of you I have to see. I see a tilak. I see a beautiful rainbow, something in someone's hair. I see a wonderful beard. I see ears of some sort. I see a very scary mask. I only asked you to wear a tilak or a bindi. So passionate you are. See, when I tell you to read, write, and reflect, no, Vivek, we can't do that. When I tell you to dress up in a light way, how much passion comes out. Someone had once asked, Puja Swami Chinmayananda, why do you wear a dot on your head in your culture? Why do you wear a dot on your head? And his response was, in our culture, when we wake up, we engage in disciplines. And upon the completion of that discipline, we wear sandalwood paste. Sandalwood paste is a cooling agent. It's a reminder to keep the mind cool. And so as he's explaining this, and then he shares, so if you ever see someone from our culture without a dot on their forehead, stay away from them. They've not cooled their mind in the morning. And so I come back to Meaningful Mornings to just expose ourselves to this cooling community where there's no judgment and no comparison, no favoritism. So as we go about celebrating Halloween, whatever that means, try to make this more meaningful. This morning, I consciously wore ash or vibhuti rather than chandan or sandalwood paste. Why one wears vibhuti or ash on their body is to show that's what the body is going to become. Right now, there's some life in my forehead, so it's maybe healthy, oily, whatever, but eventually it's going to look like this ash, right? It's a reminder. In verse 15 of chapter 10, you know that, yes? Recently, someone asked me, Vivekji, this was in a live discourse, Vivekji, are you teaching from the 20th chapter? And I just wanted to say yes. I wanted to say it so bad, yes. But I didn't. I stopped myself and said, no, this is from the 13th chapter. Anyways, chapter 10, verse 15. In this, Shri Krishna shares through Prince Arjuna. These are Prince Arjuna's reflections, but who is guiding those reflections? Shri Krishna. That only consciousness knows consciousness. And I asked you to reflect on that a lot. I had read a powerful message relating to this, where once Swami Vivekananda shared publicly, only another Swami Vivekananda can know this Swami Vivekananda. Only another Swami Vivekananda, meaning someone of such brilliance, can know this Swami Vivekananda. Only infinity can know infinity, correct? No combination or permutation of that which is finite can touch that which is infinite. And so the practicality for us is become Swami Vivekananda. So then you're going to ask, how do I do that? Convert values into virtues. That's what it means to be bhagya or fortunate. Everyone sings and chants Bhagya Lakshmi. And we only think of it in terms of external wealth. And for everyone who lives a demanding lifestyle, you have so many moving parts in your life. you have more opportunities to convert values into virtues. Don't make excuses. You have more opportunities. In this verse, Prince Arjuna also describes Sri Krishna as Jagat Pati. You're the protector of this multiverse. Pati does mean protect. What is the greatest or the deepest way that one can be protected? With knowledge. If I'm protected by a fence, a tornado can rip that fence away. If I have knowledge about what my purpose is or who I am, who can take that away? What can take that away? The greatest protection is offering knowledge. And that's why when we think of Jagat Pati, what Vivek's mind interprets is Jagat Guru. That Sri Krishna is the guru of the multiverse. That is how he is protecting this multiverse. And sharing one last insight about this. A Sadguru is one who loves us. This love is unconditional. And when you experience unconditional love, you open yourself to being controlled by them. In Sanskrit, that's called Vashitva. When you experience unconditional love, you can't help but follow the one who has offered that unconditional love. Vashitva was one of the powers, is one of the powers that Sri Hanumana has. And we're going to learn about this in a few weeks. I'll share more about that soon. We're on verse 16. Prince Arjuna is continuing his reflections. Vaktum arhasya sheshena divya hyatma vibhutayaha yabir vibhutibir lokan imam stvam vyapya tishtasi. The first line, Vaktum, telling, Arhasi, you should tell. The implication is I deserve this. Asheshena, without holding back. You should tell me without holding back. Divya, that which is amazing, that which is divine. He indeed, all that is amazing, that is divine, indeed the source for all of that, Atma Vibhutayaha, this is all coming from you. That's the translation. Here is some of the implication. Bhagavad Gita is a subjective science, which means it's about you. We have to take this science and subjectify it, personalize it, internalize it, and so on. And that's what Prince Arjuna is doing. He's not even trying to do it. He is doing that. That he knows whatever amazing facets of this multiverse are, that Sri Krishna is the source of this, and making this more specific. Prince Arjuna knows that there's great facets of this multiverse, like Mount Everest, the Marianas Trench, and so on. That is the greatest facet of this multiverse. But the source of that is beyond that. Sri Krishna. Greatest God. You're with me? Clear? Yabihi vibhutibihi. These glories of yours, that which is amazing and divine, by which lokan, this multiverse or our fields of experience. Which lokan? Imam meaning these ones, the ones that I'm touching, the ones that I'm seeing. Tvam vyapya, this is pervaded by you. Tishtasi, they exist because of you. This is all the translation. Here is the reflection on this. Prince Arjuna wants to see God as the greatest with his eyes open. He wants to see this. He thinks he can see this. He thinks this is perceivable. And Shri Krishna is so compassionate, so to the infinite, that he actually manifests for Prince Arjuna to see him. But that's not the end of the message or the experience. Eventually, he teaches Prince Arjuna to see Shri Krishna with his eyes closed. More than perception is vision, to feel Shri Krishna. All of these verses have a similar sentiment, but if I can express this in a summary, Prince Arjuna is a great student. I regularly share that. And he wants to tune into the greatest, he wants to tune into God, but he's still doing this in an immature way. And Shri Krishna, who's right in sync with him, is teaching him in the way that he needs, but at no point does he stop without taking him to the end. All of this is playing out. From inspiration to application, your recent application was to listen to Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. How many of you listened to this by a show of hands? Good song. Did you feel this relates to Shri Krishna? You know, in this song, the singer shares, I want to be with you everywhere. And that is great. But the truth is, you don't have to want it. You are being with Shri Krishna everywhere. And only knowledge will help us to have that vision. Your application for today is, I want you to wear vibhuti or ash, whether on your forehead, your cheek, your neck, I don't care where. And I want you to go trick-or-treating, I don't care where. And I want you to explain why you're wearing this vibhuti. Clear? Tomorrow, I want to see what did you get because of your explanation of that vibhuti. Whether it's a candy apple or it's candy corn. Clear? That's your application. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.